Welcome to the 9PL podcast, where we deep dive into the world of the Your Hub Nines Premier League and bring you the latest updates, insights, and discussions. Today, we are interviewing Titan IND Brisbane Qualifier team, the called out ones, with the great Israel Folau. Bro, it's good to reconnect, man. That you're back. How you going?
Oh, no, bro. Thanks, bro. Thanks for having me on. Yeah, going well, bro. Just been a busy time. Obviously, in my off season, I'm still playing rugby overseas in Japan, so it's nice to be home for a bit. We got so many things going on. Obviously, the called out ones, 5-5 with Maria, and yeah, it's all exciting stuff, which is good.
How is it, being back in Southeast Queensland and seeing family again? Like, you enjoying that?
Oh, I loved it. Like it's always good to come home and spend a bit of time with the family. But the time seems to go real quick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, it's I don't have long left to go. So I'll head back to Japan. Got one more year left on my contract, and then obviously seeing what the plans are after that. But just the exciting time, I guess, away from the footy field and working on all these things that we just enjoy doing.
Yeah. So tell us about the called out ones. This is, your new brand that you've kicked off. It's obviously you started to drip feed some content coming out. Give us the background of it and what you're up to.
Yeah, so the called out ones is obviously a faith-based clothing brand that we're about to drop actually in a couple of weeks.
Cool.
And so that's where the name comes from. It's for everyone. And obviously, me being a proud Christian and just, my faith, and that is a huge part of who I am and just the lifestyle and the way that I live. That's obviously where the meaning comes from, I've always wanted to go into clothing. I think it's a great I guess way to share a message without actually verbally saying anything. And people, obviously, especially the younger generation, just want to create something that's cool, that people love to wear, but also a message that they feel a part of, So that's where the initiative come from. But obviously, being a footy player myself and my background in sport, it was just for me personally, it was just a no-brainer to collaborate and join that up with what I'm doing in terms of called out ones and connect that up with obviously the Your Hub Nines Premier League and putting in the team. It's a great way to get connected within the community and get young guys involved.
How have you found that process? I'm laughing to myself here because I remember I was lucky enough, obviously, to play Queensland Schoolboys with you, and you were still very much, which you are now. You've always been faith based, and you've always been true to yourself. And we had some loose humans in there. You had Josh Maguire, Chrissy Sando, some boys off the back fence, but and they, all general locker room banter and potty talk, and you'd never fault. You'd always say shucks and stuff like that when you were frustrated. I was like, this guy is iron. Like, I could break him.
Oh, I can tell you now. It's I was actually quite loose myself. Like it never has been a perfect journey for me. I sort of just, I would say, veered off a bit along the way, and then I sort of came back around again just through different experiences and. What I experienced at the highest level. I can tell you now, I was an angel and did the right thing, but it was just, I guess through my experiences at playing at the highest level and what I've experienced, this has been my anchor and it's just brought me back around again. So, as I said, bro, I'm real passionate about that. It's just good because I think, obviously what I believe in, the message I believe carries a lot of weight is actually for everyone, So, I'm just excited that I can turn this into what I enjoy, but then bring in a team that obviously I love footy and people can be a part of.
Yeah, and I think you did right. Like, regardless of it, it is religion. Key messaging can still help redirect people who may be an atheist. Like regardless of your background, some of those key messages still can resonate and can be impactful for your everyday person, whether you're into a different religion or not. So I'm really stoked about having you as part of the Nines. Of course, you came along last year as a spectator and a supporter of Eddie and Zebby's team, the Easy Squad. How did you find that experience coming back?
Oh man, I was blown away, bro. It's just the atmosphere and the vibe that was there. Uh, it was just unreal, and I ran into obviously a lot of ex NRL players, ones that I played with and ones that I've played against, and it was just nice to run into him and you know I haven't seen him for you know many years, so
Mm.
it was just nice to run into him, have a chat to him, and yeah, I just thought obviously what better way than to put in my own team and get guys involved, hopefully playing with you know some ex NRL players and just a platform for them to be seen.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of talent across obviously Queensland, but some of them seem to just sort of fly on the radar or not
Yeah.
get seen. So I think obviously the Nines Premier League is just a great way for them to show their talent.
With I suppose you're of top pedigree. You've played across 3 different codes. Would you look at recruiting from your Aussie rules space, your union space, your league space? Like, does that sort of cross over? In I mean, because this is you're dead right. Like, this is the fun part of owning your own brand and then
Yeah,
having an opportunity to go into a tournament and bring all these players together that have the same experience, I suppose, you did as a spectator.
yeah.
But would you look to recruit that way across the 3 different codes?
Oh, 100%. And I
Yeah.
think it's like just playing with obviously been playing rugby union for a long time now. Man, a lot of those guys they follow league big time. They're
Oh yeah,
massive
right.
supporters of it. You know, they're always talking about league, and so I know a lot of them would love to get that opportunity to play. I think it's just as I said earlier, it's a great platform for just the crossover between the codes.
Mm.
Imagine getting you know ex NRL players and ex you know international players either that's played for the All Blacks or the Wallabies playing nines together.
Yeah,
You know
it'd
what I
be
mean?
crazy.
So that's the concept. You know, like it's I think that's the great thing about it, which I believe why the nines will just eventually just take off and go big, which it has since you guys started. But yeah, there's so many skills that rugby union players have. Particularly if you've got a sevens background,
Yeah.
that would suit the nines, obviously with open space, their skill set. So putting that all together with guys that play league, I think it'll just be a different dynamic.
Good mix.
Yeah,
Surely you'd be able to chuck an Aussie rules player on the wing then, just for a nice kick,
bro. Surely,
catching marks,
yeah,
like
yeah, you'd be surprised.
strategy.
Yeah, you'd be surprised that there's obviously a lot of AFL guys that love watching league too. So yeah, I'm sure some of them wouldn't mind having a crack on the wing, or like you said, you know, having a run around and experiencing the contact of what it's like to play league.
Yeah. Have you started to do any type of recruitment yet? I know you know, flat out, obviously, with
Yeah,
the brand building. Maria's got 5 5s with Gretel, which is, you know, coming along at a stupid pace.
yeah.
Like, they're doing a great job. Like, they're making me look like an amateur. And my team, we've been doing it we're going on to our 4th year. It's crazy. But have you started to look at who you're going to recruit,
Yeah.
and what profile they might come about with?
Yeah, well, I've reached out to obviously an ex-teammate of mine, Jarrell Yayi, who's coaching now at West. So he's, you know, I've spoken to him, thankfully, and he's got some, you know, good young talent across his team, but also across the whole competition as well.
Mm.
That he's suggested, which is, you know, I'm thankful for. But then also with Eddie and that, and he's helped me out with recruitment wise as well. So I think. I think, as you know, like, and what I've seen in being part of the Nines, the last time I came was that those young guys or those teams that have those young legs, they're the ones that usually go further. You know,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
just keen, and I think if you can get a good mix and a good balance, that's the key. I think in terms of recruitment. But yeah, I want this platform to be an opportunity for those young guys to get seen and just showcase their talent.
Yeah. Have you ever coached before?
Bro, I've got no idea, right? Mate, I've never don't have any experience in coaching, but I won't be there like because I'll obviously be in Japan. Our season actually would kick off around that time.
Yeah.
But as I said earlier, Eddie's helped me out. He's got Nessie, who's I think he's volunteered to help out
Yeah.
with managing the team and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm trusting Eddie. He's a good man, and I'm sure I'll be there next year. So he'll be all good.
Yeah, I think it's you know, like you said, you're having a bit of fun with obviously this brand and getting the guys together to just run as a team,
Yeah,
as a pilot, as a startup as well. I'm sure you'll be FaceTiming him or watching from overseas, but and in terms of the coaching side of things, Nessie's probably a really good fit for you as
yeah,
well, unless Jarrell is available, which I'm
yeah,
sure he's doing a fair bit of scouting for you.
yeah,
But there's plenty of lads you can reach out to
yeah,
across 3 different codes,
yeah,
which would be interesting.
yeah.
Well, how have you found your experiences across the 3 codes? What sort of stood out to you in terms of your experience with any of them?
I guess in terms of the way the game's played,
Mm.
as I mentioned earlier, the rugby union boys just bring a different set of skills. You know, they got that long pass that they're quite good at that stuff. So just the way they think about the game as well, particularly if they got a sevens background, which is quite suited for the nines format.
Yeah.
Those guys will fit in quite well. Yeah, I think just the experience at that high level is just going to be good. Um, you know, for those young guys who's never experienced that or yet to experience it, who's trying to get to that NRL level or Super Rugby or AFL. So I think, yeah, just the concept of bringing guys together, different backgrounds, different experiences, and trying to put that all together into like a weekend of footy is a challenge in itself. But I think it's that's what it's all about, building that community
Mm.
and getting the guys together to just enjoy their footy.
We had a couple of the union teams. We got Matakesi from Bay of Plenty and
Yeah,
NZ. They were when they started playing sevens, they were untouchable.
yeah,
When they played league against league, no good.
yeah,
But they were very, very good. They had a few under 18s All Blacks boys have a run for them. We had Pig Athletic Club. Unfortunately, they've had to drop out because Sioni's fell in love and he's moving overseas, doing all his content over there. And Freeney's just too busy to coordinate a team. But did you have much experience playing sevens at all?
No, actually, no. I got asked over the course of my time when I was playing in Australia to maybe try it, but no, I love watching sevens, and I think just from watching last year's one with Pig Athletic, those guys that obviously naturally play rugby union, when they just stick to that rugby union type flavour of rugby, it actually works better,
Mm.
particularly in the nines format. So I think, yeah, I think that's why I want to bring the combination of union players, league players together, and potentially AFL boys if they want to. Um, I think it's just like as I said earlier, just bring a different dynamic to the way
Yeah.
the game's played.
Yeah, it's yeah, I'm excited to have those guys back. We're always trying to diversify and bring more rugby union in. It's a tricky one because it's almost like when leagueies consider playing sevens, they go, "Oh, that's too much."
Yeah,
And you go, it's not really.
yeah,
Like it's still a really intense game.
yeah.
And it's only 2 more players, but hopefully we're able to sort of land, someone of the rugby union background. But we're spreading the cast net out pretty far just to
Yeah.
try and draw in anyone who might be
Oh,
interested, particularly in those other codes,
yeah,
just because it helps build our profile, our
yeah,
audience, and just gives another crack for teams to experience sort of what you did.
yeah.
And we're hopeful that we can get a couple more in future,
Oh, 100%.
which would be cool. Do you
Yeah.
reckon that nines would work in Japan?
Oh, as you were just talking before, I think nines would work. This is why it's so important to get those union guys and guys in other sports involved because you can just take it global. And I think it'll definitely work in Japan.
Mm.
There's plenty of foreigners that are playing over there at the moment. You got Kiwis, South Africans, obviously Japanese guys, Aussies. So I think the concept like that would be an exciting type of brand for to be played in Japan and
Yeah,
for Japanese people. But I can just it'll work across anywhere really.
yeah,
Like that would work well in South Africa, places like that. You know what I mean? So if you can get it's an exciting thing because if you can get ex players that are just recently retired
mm.
that have played for the All Blacks or Wallabies or whatever, getting involved in that, it's this can go anywhere. You know.
Yeah. Have you got any contacts for us, like for
Right,
all those ex
100%,
players?
yeah. Right, and like I said, a lot of the guys that have played for the All Blacks that recently retired, mate, they love watching league. They tell me they watch more league than union.
That's
You know what I mean?
interesting, eh?
It's interesting, bro, and it's like I said, bro. Imagine those guys getting involved in the nines
Mm.
and playing. It's just a great way for them to reconnect again and just, get a taste for what it's like.
Yeah. With our comp, we always contribute um, some of that prize pool of the winners to a not for profit or a
Yeah.
foundation. Do you have one at the moment, or are you
No,
looking at
no,
one?
I don't have one at the moment, but I'm always looking at how I can help the younger generation, the youth, and just putting in back into them, because obviously for me, I'm big on the younger generation being obviously the future, and whether that's sport or whatever it is, I just want to really really hone back into that, and
Yeah.
through the nines, and through obviously the caught out ones being part of the nines. That it's just a great way to get plugged into the community, and give back to them.
Are you looking to do faith-based workshops and things of that nature with youth?
Yes, yeah, I
Cool.
will, yeah, definitely. For me personally, as I said earlier, I'm passionate about that. You know, sports given me so much. I've
Yeah.
played it for so long that I want to use that as a vehicle to really speak to these younger guys, and a lot of it obviously is around faith, but it's open to anyone, So it's about getting in touch with the community, and how I can help. Whether it's just showing up, and just being there, and just
Yeah.
passing on experience and advice based on what I've experienced over the years of playing sport.
Yeah. Yeah. It's it's an interesting one that a lot of players who end up finishing, and I mean, people like yourself have obviously played very long careers, but your incentive and your motive to drive after, or as you're transitioning, I'm sure you got another decade in you when you get signed by 360 Rugby for $1 million a season. But giving back
Yeah,
just gives you that little bit more. Actually, you
yeah,
feel like you've got that purpose.
yeah,
Have you always felt like that was something that you'd wanted to do long term?
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And I guess I didn't know how, but as I said, now creating our own brand with the caught out ones, and being involved with the nines, it's just a great way to bring the community together,
Mm.
and then just giving back through that way. Um, as I said, I think just being able to give those younger guys a head start, just through what I've experienced, is there's something about that gives you satisfaction and fulfillment.
Yeah, I think I mean, the way that you're tracking and you're building obviously a long term program, which is excellent. Speaking of long term programs come short, your wife is smashing it at the moment. Obviously with Gretel, they've got the
Oh,
5 5s, very similar concept to ours. We're
yeah,
fortunate to have both of them come along and have a look at it last year.
yeah.
Um, yeah, massive shout out to those two. They're killing it. Do you have much? I mean, do you get involved much in that side of things?
I get a little bit, but not too much. The girls just drive everything there. Like, they've been unreal. Well, thanks to you with the obviously the nines concept. They've pretty much taken that and used it with netball, and it's flying at the moment. So they're going to have their first tournament. I think it's November 22nd, 23rd,
Yeah,
on the Gold Coast here. So it's exciting for them. Obviously, netball's such a huge like female sport, and it's just it's played in so many countries. So to bring this type of um, fast-paced game, I
yeah,
think that's where sport is heading. You start to see that, and people are just wanting more entertainment. So you see
yeah,
that with the nines, you're going to see that with 5 5, and yeah, like Marie and Gretel, just they're loving it. It's been busy for them, but
yeah.
they're just enjoying that. And they got the right people around them. Obviously, Mikey is there. Helping them and just driving things, but it's a great experience for them. It's been awesome. I'm actually super excited about seeing them launch that, and come to life when they get that first tournament underway.
For sure, and I suppose it'd be remiss of us not to give a shout out to those supporters who are supporting not only the called out ones,
Yeah,
but they're doing the same with the 5 5. So who's sort of been helping you and will be helping you whilst you're sort of traveling back and forth to Japan,
yeah.
executing both the called out ones and 5 5s?
Yeah, so it's a big one. Obviously, I'll give a huge shout out to Mikey, and also Eddie, and yourself. Obviously, like helping out with everything that we're doing. But that's obviously your hub, level play, SMSF, LC, like all these partnerships that are helping out in the background to make all this happen. They're the ones that are really, the guys that you need, and are really bringing this to life. So, yeah, just really thankful for them, and obviously bringing all these things together. It's particularly whilst I'm away. It's obviously challenging to not be here during that time. But exciting things to look ahead once I choose to throw in the towel and finish up whenever that time comes in, probably after 360 like you said,
that's
bro,
right.
360
Yeah,
rugby.
we'll clip up a little clip, send it to someone.
But yeah, I like those guys have been huge, and obviously working with them, I can't wait for that time to come when I finish up and just go into it full time.
Yeah, they are huge. Your hub's been obviously enormous for us to be able to grow to what we're doing in the 9 space this quickly for this year and next. Obviously the 25-26 season would not have been possible without them. So super fortunate of Mikey and Eddie backing us and our vision with this. And obviously they're they're willing to help and they're busy with 5-5s and yourselves as well. And they got a million other different things going on, but they're always a phone call away. So big shout out to your hub. Obviously Level Players, their international broadcast as well, which I'm sure that they'll be because netball is such a big, I suppose so is rugby, but netball is such a big global sport. People can tune in on that Level Play to be able to connect and watch the girls, and I'm sure that's how you'll be tapping in actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, no, will you be here?
I'm not sure yet, but I'm going to try and make it for that weekend.
I won't tell Maria.
Yeah,
she doesn't know yet.
But yeah, you're right. Like a lot of people have been asking how. Obviously, people from overseas have been asking how can we watch 5-5, and Level Plays that platform for them. So it's going to be huge, and it's going to just only going to grow from here on in. So as you said, like they play netball here, New Zealand, South Africa. There's a massive untapped market in Dubai.
Yeah.
So it's huge. Obviously the UK. So it's exciting for the girls. They got a big following that have supported obviously Maria and Gretel during their career. So it's a no-brainer. Why wouldn't you just use your brand to leverage off the back of that and create your own game like you've done, and it's exciting for the fans, bro. So I think it's it'll only get bigger from here.
Oh, it's pretty convenient when you've got the Andrew Johns and the Stacey Jones of rugby league in the netball space pushing a tournament.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
participation gets filled up pretty quickly, which is cool.
Yeah, which is good. Like as I said, like why wouldn't you? Like
100%.
They've played at the highest level, so use what you've experienced and your profile and brand to build off that and leverage exactly what you've done.
Yeah, no, mate, I really appreciate you chucking in a team. Obviously, stoked with how you're going with everything as well. Like the Called Out Ones is a really cool brand. Obviously, working with Isaac John, with creating all this. When and what can people look forward to? How can we connect? How can we get on?
Yeah, so obviously, if anyone that's following the Called Out Ones on social media, Instagram, TikTok, all the social media stuff.
TikToking.
Yeah, well, I'm not a big TikToker, but my wife is across all that stuff. She's in terms of the business page and all that.
Cool.
So people can follow on that and see. But we're actually dropping the first collection in 2 weeks.
What's the date?
I'll come back to you on that one.
Okay.
We haven't actually come to a date, but we're dropping in 2 weeks.
Cool.
And I'll anyone that is following, I'll let you guys know, obviously via social media and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it's exciting time, particularly working with Isaac John, who's been in that game for such a long time. He's been a huge help for us in getting things up and running. And so, as I said, it's exciting journey.
That's cool, man. Yeah, well, thank you very much again, bro. I appreciate your time. Looking forward to seeing how they're going with the list and, what New Zealand All Blacks and Suns players are playing in this in this Called Out Ones team. But much appreciated, man. And I'm stoked with everything, how you're going. So thank you.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it, man.